Alright, here's part 2 of Unravel Tokyo Ghoul tutorial. Man, I'm surprised. Okay, so as the video for part 1 was uploading, I had YouTube open so that it could upload, and I was writing all of this out. Yeah, you're learning this next. I was writing all that out, and I was just keeping an eye on like the video, and then once it uploaded, I was still like working on the last bit of that, and as soon as it finished uploading, just 3 minutes after, literally 3 minutes after, I kind of refreshed my YouTube page and it said 1 view. Wow, okay, whoever you are, because I can't tell which subscriber like is watching or like which subscribers viewed the video, but whoever you are, depending on whether you like me or you don't, I'm not really sure which, I'm assuming you subscribe to my channel, but thank you. That means a lot, even though that's just the first view. It means a lot. It means you're paying attention to when I upload things, I think, and you're just jumping right on it. Seriously, thank you so much. So, part 2. As I showed in the last video, this is a big chunk. Oh wow, now I just got my email for congrats, your video is now on YouTube. A little bit late, but hey. Yeah. And which, I don't know, maybe that whole 1 view is just YouTube, I don't know. Maybe it's a subscriber, maybe it's YouTube, I don't know. I've been away for so long, I really don't know. But, okay, on to the learning. So you've learned 30 seconds of the song, which is now we learn a big section, and this is where the whole needing a double ocarina comes into play, because we have a couple of new tabs, which are 1 with a dot above it and 2 with a dot above it. Now a regular 12-volt ocarina can hit 1 with the dot above it, but it cannot hit 2. So here's 1, which on a regular a regular 12-volt ocarina is just like if this chamber's gone, this is now a 12-hole. A 12-hole. It's technically an 11-hole. It's just everything open. Everything open. But on here, you have to switch over to the second chamber, and it's this. And 2 is just lifting 1 more finger. So, to begin, it might separate this into a couple of chunks too, or just keep doing it, learning it line by line. So the first line is Kawareta Boku nan desa, which is 4444466655, which, if I said that with the rhythm, that would be a lot easier. So it's Kawareta Boku nan desa. Which I guess with the actual tempo would just be, sorry. And then you have Iki wo tomete. I feel like I don't know, it feels weird saying it. I wish I knew how to pronounce it correctly. So, Iki wo tomete, which is just 4 5 4 3 1 6. which is really simple. I'll play that again. And let's put that with the first line. And now, once again, just like with the first part, not of this, but the first video, it just kind of repeats again. So, and these lyrics are Hotokenai mo hotokenayo. And then the next line underneath it is Shinjitsu sae freeze. Yay, one I can pronounce. Freeze! Yay! Sorry. I had to. Okay. So it's just 4 4 4 4 4 6 6 5 5 4. And then I guess this is slightly different because it's 6 5 5 3. Wait. Yeah. Sorry. 6 5 5 3 4 6 5. Which, sorry, allergies. If you watched Unravel that I did, which I'm assuming you would have because it just recently hit over 1,000 views. Woo! Wow. That too really surprised me. I was keeping an eye on that video because I noticed that the views were just kind of like skyrocketing a little bit. I want to say skyrocketing and just the most views I've ever had on a video. And now it's over 1,000. That's amazing. Wait, where was I? I don't know where I just was. My brain's... oh, right. I had messed that up. I figured it out. So, because I would play it, I believe, 1-6. Yeah, that's how I did it. But it's really 6-5. And which, if you liked the wrong one, you can play that one, but I'm teaching it the right way. Just saying. So, back to the third line. I'll add the fourth line since it's kind of the same but slightly different. So it's just now I'll play that again, and then let's add it to the first two lines. And like I said, let's just add it to the first two lines. Pretty much the same thing, just slightly different. Now for the part where things start to get not really interesting, but just get ready for the whole, like, sort of, I think about it like if you're dancing, kind of like getting pumped up, and then boom. So it's kawasuru, kawasanai, and then kururu, kuruanai. It's a two-word word. And then anata wo mitsukete, and then the boom part, which I will hold off on because these three lines, I'm going to put them all together because they're pretty much just the same thing, like the same thing in rhythm repeating. It's just one 1 6 6 5 5 5 6 1 1 6 6 5 5 5 6 1 1 6 6 5 5 5 6. I'll play it again. See, simple. Just put up the speed a little bit, and then you have it with just and then the boom part, which You gotta hold off on for a second because let's add that to the beginning. That's what I'm just gonna keep doing. I'm gonna teach you something new, add to the beginning, so you're not forgetting the beginning, but then we can keep going. So, and I kind of want to have you repeat that, but I'm not going to do it because I'm getting ready for that boom part. That's what I'm going to call it, the boom part. Because it's kind of like where, it's not a bass drop, but it's kind of like in how a lot of music things are today. You have your bass drop. It's kind of like that, but I don't think it's a bass drop. No, not a bass drop, but okay. If you need to play that part again, you can just scroll back, do it. I'm making motions with my hands. It's not even on camera. You can scroll back and then do it. Or I guess technically, since I think this reverses things, like with how the image is, I think you'll scroll back. I think, not scroll, but scroll back to the music before I get too distracted. So the boom part, it's 6 6 5 5 6. I'll kind of turn this to the side. So 6 6 5 5 6 5 5 5 4 3 4 3 1 1. I think that's what I have here. Let me play it. And actually, I have something on here. I kind of messed it up. If you know, like, music, if you read music, it's right here where that squiggle is. In that one, there's a slide there. At least I use a slide because I like the way it sounds with Bokuwa. I accidentally put it with Kuwa instead of Boku. It's in Boku, where it's 3-1, because the next one's 1, so like, just slide. And a slide is simply like how you really like play the ocarina, like when I said about how you can feel for your tonguing, which is what I do, instead of like having the specific rhythms, since you don't have to tongue every note. Tonguing, like, if you have like a clarinet, a saxophone, I said clarinet first because I'm a clarinet player, and I can play the saxophone, but like any like wind instrument or any instrument in general, I guess, well, more or less the wind instruments or brass instruments, you tongue every note, every rhythm, unless it says not to, which is the slide. It's just a little curve in the notes connecting a certain amount of them together, which is actually like how you can play the ocarina. Most things with the ocarina, you slide everything usually. So this is a spot where specifically I like to slide into it. Instead of like playing like, I just slide into it. And then tongue wah. Tongue wah. So I'll play it again. So 6 6 5 5 6 5 5 5 4 3 4 3 1 1. I was saying that with the rhythm and I messed it up. But again, and then let's add that to the part before it, and then add that to the beginning of it, which is just the top of the page, this section that we're learning. And when I say the part before, it's the part where, like, the 3 lines that are pretty much exactly the same. So the beginning, and then we'll move on. And then once again, it's similar, it's not repeating, or at least not repeating exactly, but then it's 1 6 5 5 4 4 3 4 1 with the dot above it, 3. It's going to sound like this. If you practice that, get the hang of it, it's easier. The hard part about this is that when you're switching chambers, usually you're going to want to keep whatever note you're going to play next prepared, but I can't really do that. My best suggestion is, as you're playing it, so like around this part, probably slide these 2 fingers up, preparing for it, and then you'll have, I'll try that myself a second with like on tempo, just to see if that's easy. Try it out a little bit and see what happens. So like, gosh, okay, sorry. Maybe it's not easy, I don't know. I don't know, just practice that part. Find the most comfortable way to do it for you, because I don't remember how I did it. I learned the songs pretty quickly. Like, when I learned Wildfire, when I said about how I'd been hooked on it for a couple days, literally I learned the song the day before. And then there's another one that I want to do. It's another English Vocaloid song. But I actually asked permission to do it because I didn't know if there was an instrumental out for it or not yet. And if there is, I since the instrumental's not on YouTube, I wanted to ask for permission, which I should probably do for most songs anyway. I don't know. Anyway, just practice that part and just find what's most comfortable. So like, let me try this again. That's the most comfortable for me, but if you can find whatever's comfortable for you, that'll work. So there's that line. And then you have the next line underneath it, which is Mitsuke nai de boku no koto wo. Which, again, I'm butchering this language. I feel so bad. But it's just 3 2 1 6 4 4 4 3 2 3 4. Let's think about that for a second. So it's going to sound like this. And I might as well add the next line since it's easy enough. It's just 4 3 4 3 1. So let's go back to that part that I said you're going to have to practice a little bit and just add that on to the line Mitsume Naide, the one that I just showed you. So, wait. Oh, sorry, I started playing that wrong. Let's do this right now. Now, play that again if you need to, but I'm going to say let's add that to the beginning of this part. It's a lot. Think ahead. go back a little bit in the video if you need to, and then you can come back to this part. So let's add it on the beginning. Actually, we're soon done with this one. There's just a couple more lines. So let's learn them. Because actually, looking at it, it looks like one of those lines that are repeated, so it's not going to be super hard to learn. So next, actually, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this. It's 1 6 5 5 5 5 4 4 4 3 4 3 1 1, and then again 1 6 5 5 5 5 4 4 4 3 4, and then 1 3 3 2 1 6 4 4 4 3 2 3 4. So it's a lot, and it is slightly different. It kind of repeats, but then another different part. It's gonna sound like this. I'll play that again for you, and you can play along if you want to. I feel like I played that slightly differently, but again, once you get the hang of it, once you start playing it with the song, you can kind of make it your own, add your own little flair to it, because you're the instrumentalist. You show the song, you play the song and show it how you want to, I guess. I don't know, just either way, let's start from the beginning. You can practice everything you've learned a little bit before we start, and then we'll start from where we left off, from 30 seconds into the song. Which actually, before we play all of it, I'll review that a little bit. But then once we play all of what you're learning here, we'll add that to the beginning of what you learned in the last video. So, let's start from where we started in this one. And there we have it. Now, you can play that again if you need to, and let's put that into the song. So from where we left off, and I'm gonna keep my phone from a bit of a distance now that I saw that from where it was compared to my iPad before, that was way too loud. And once again, I'm sorry, allergies. I'm gonna get my tissues and put them up here. So, yeah. Is it raining? No. I'm hearing things now, I'm sorry. Let's add that in with the song. Now remember that the pace that I've been showing it to is slower than the actual tempo. So again, practice that if you need to a little bit, and then we're going to put it in with the song. So I believe there's a little bit of instrumental before this starts. I don't know how much, but I think there's a little bit. So let's go. And there's that. So now let's play that again with the song, and then we'll add that into the beginning, the part that you learned in the last video. You ready? If you need to, you can practice that a bit, but let's add that on to everything from the last video till now. 3, 2, 1. I skipped a little bit there by accident, just a tiny little note, but hey, look at you, now we're into 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now we have just a couple more parts to go, and I'm going to start writing them out. So I will see you guys in part 3. Bye!